I don't know how to start videos, so I'm not even going to bother with the intro at this point. So, obviously, if you know me, you would know that I hate writing script after script for every video I make. It gets tiresome. And you know what? I decided this time I'm going to make a video where I don't write a script and I just go along with whatever is in my head and I make it one shot and that's it. If I say something wrong or if I mess up, too bad for me. Anyways, I didn't write a script, but I did write down a few points of something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Something called the struggles of being an artist. Now, I can't speak for all artists, obviously. I'm just speaking for myself. So these are like experiences that I've had growing up as an artist, as a little artist. But like I said, I can't speak on behalf of everybody, though I'm sure a handful of artists have experienced the same sort of points that I'm about to bring up. So yeah, okay. Let's just start with number one. Number one struggle of being an artist, of course, anatomy and having to learn how to draw things. Whether you're a beginner or whether you're a more experienced artist, it doesn't matter because everything you draw has a certain rule. It has rules to it, has anatomy, basically. And if you don't follow it, your drawing is going to look absolutely fucked. And that's difficult, you know? So every time you're going to draw something new, you got to look up references. You got to, maybe sometimes your references are like actual photos of whatever you're trying to draw. So like you got to look those up. Or I don't know if anyone else does this, but like those things where like you're trying to draw an expression, right? And then you end up making said expression on your own face and you just kind of like imagine it in your head and somehow that kind of helps you, you know? I mean, I don't know if anyone else does that, but I definitely do that. Yeah. It's basically number one because I mean that's basically just the hardest part of drawing, isn't it? Okay, second thing, quick. When your doodles end up better than your actual drawings. This I loathe whenever I'm just like sketching in my notebook and these little doodles that you would do that are just like barely finished sketches would look better than your actual finished work. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It bothers me to no end. Of course, like I said, I don't know if anyone else experiences this. I know a few friends do. They experience this, but I'm just speaking on behalf of myself. Okay, and then another issue, when you have to decide whether you should sleep or finish what you're drawing. This hasn't really happened whenever I draw traditionally because I draw faster traditionally than digitally. So I'm up until like fucking 3 a.m. finishing something in my fucking art program because I know that I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm not going to have any motivation to finish it at that time. And all the motivation that I had for it was gone after I went to bed. So that's just a struggle of mine. And I mean, I'm sure it's for others because you hear about how the artist stays up until like 5 a.m. just to finish their work. And then I guess this sort of ties in with the whole with going to bed. Just like when you're gonna go to sleep, all right, you're about to go to sleep, and then you have a sudden strike of inspiration. Though I guess that can happen anywhere when you're not close to whatever you use to make artwork with. You know, I don't know. Maybe you're on the bus, you don't have anything, you're just sitting there with your headphones in your ears, and then all of a sudden, bam, inspiration out of nowhere, and you know, oh God, I have to draw this, or else I'm gonna forget. And then later you forget, and then later you remember it again, and it only happens when you again don't have your shit to draw. I hate it. Oh my God. The dreaded will you draw me question, or will you draw something for me? I mean, do I have to even explain this one? Do I really have to explain this one? I'm sure every artist experiences this. They have someone come up to them, ask them, oh, could you draw me? And you're just sitting there because you don't want to tell them no, right? You don't want to be mean, but you don't want to draw them either. Oh God. I guess this kind of ties in with the previous question. The just the struggle of not having enough funds or not having the money from what it is that you do. Being a small artist myself, it's pretty damn hard to like get any commissions because no one ever really pays attention to me. I am very tiny. No one really cares. Even though like I have so many places where I post my artwork and all that, right? Still no attention. I don't know. I guess I'm doing something wrong. But goddamn fucking neighbors. Okay. So just not having the money or not getting enough commissions in to pay whatever it is that you want to pay. Yeah, that it's called the starving artist if you haven't heard of it. Another struggle, envy. Especially when you meet an artist who probably is like way younger than you or sometimes even like less experienced than you in skills, and somehow they have all this attention. Meanwhile, you've been drawing for much longer, you're much older, and you don't have half of the attention of that person. That's when the envy starts to set in, and it's a horrible feeling because like I feel happy for them, you know? Like it's like good on you for getting all that attention and all that, but I loathe you because I feel like the things you have are the things I should have. Envy. Envy. It's a bitch. Okay. Okay. Another struggle of mine would be non-artists, like, not understanding your struggles, or sometimes I'll explain it a little bit. But yeah, non-artists not really understanding your struggle. So you have these people who are not artists. They can't really relate to you on that level. And whenever you talk about maybe your difficulties of living life as an artist, they tell you maybe it's time for you to get a real job. Or they tell you that art isn't a good profession and that you should find something else to do. You know that joke where pretty much all art students end up being baristas? Not gonna lie, a handful of artists don't end up being successful. And I don't blame them for saying that. Maybe sometimes it's your family members just worrying about your future, but you know, it's something I really want to do. And then secondly is having non-artists like judge your artwork. I mean, you're allowed to have your opinion and all that, right? And you can criticize whatever you want, but sometimes I feel like that because you're not an artist, your criticism isn't really helpful to me. Though, I mean, you could say that about anything. It's like, oh, you're not a chef, but you criticizing a chef's food doesn't really help them because you're not a chef yourself. But, you know, it's like, it's sort of a personal thing because artwork isn't easy. And to have someone who's not an artist critique your artwork and tell you that something is wrong with it, I mean, I'll take your criticism, as always, like I take anybody's. But a part of me doesn't want to because I know that you're not an artist and you don't have to, like, go through all these things that I've gone through to be an artist. That kind of sounds like bad for me, being this person who's always like preaching about criticism and how you should always accept it and blah blah blah. Yeah, that sounds bad on my behalf. Don't worry, I'm still accepting whatever criticism you give me. Okay, so this is actually the last thing that personally bothers me as an artist, just not living life the way you planned or the way you imagined it. This was definitely not the way that I wanted my life when I started going down the artwork, whatever the fuck you call it. As the years went on, I was seriously considering I should make this into a profession because I am not good at anything else. And that disappointment that I feel knowing that days, weeks pass without ever getting my big break. I've been here basically it's almost going to be 9 years, and I still haven't gotten anywhere. And sometimes I feel like I'm just never going to get there. You know, like, I'm sure lots of artists can relate to that because so many are small independent creators that just never take off. I don't I don't want to get too emotional, but I don't know, it's something that's always personally bothered me. Okay, like I said, I don't want to get too emotional, but something I want to share real quick is I remember telling my mom before, who was always struggling to pay with bills and all that because things here in Mexico are so expensive. I remember telling her, "Mom, you just watch. I am going to get shit together, and when I finally get through the bank bullshit and get my bank account, I am going to have people commission me. I swear there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to pay me for artwork, and I'm going to get some nice American dollars, and I'm going to help you pay with all the things you're struggling." And it's been about 2 years since then, and we're still struggling as ever, and I can't help her at all because I barely get anything. And working here is already hard enough. Like, you barely get anything by the hour. Meanwhile, oh, you get paid $30 a commission. That's like almost 300 here. So that's kind of a struggle of mine. Wow, that got a bit sad there, didn't it? Anyways, I guess that's it for struggles of an artist. I didn't want this to be too long, so I guess I will cut out some parts. Oh well, whatever. I don't know how to end this video, so I guess that's it. This has been Z, and I'll see you in the next video.